Hey everyone, so welcome to another Monday devotion with Dee. I used to always worry about what people thought of me and would try so hard to live by society's standards. Then I realized that I was created to be different, and regardless of what I did, I would never fit in. So I decided to follow my dreams instead. Join me on this journey as I grow in my faith, go through the ups and downs of pharmacy school, and most importantly, being God's masterpiece. Have some of you just been at a point where you've just been going with the motions, you've just been following a routine, and you're sick and tired of it? In this video, I want to talk about shaking up that routine. I feel like too often we put our dreams on the back burner. We forget about some of the goals and the desires that we've had in our hearts for so long. I'm not gonna lie, this is me all the time. I feel like there are moments where God has called me to do something or is pushing me to do something, but I'm like, oh my gosh, that's incredible, that's amazing. But then I'm like, oh, but I need the finances in order to do that. I have to finish this in order to do that. I have to, finish working at this place before I can do it. I have to finish this degree before I can do what He has put in my heart and what He has called me to do. And I feel like I'm not the only one who has gone through this at times in their life, right? Okay, we have all these passions and all these desires and all these things just floating around in our head, floating in our hearts, but we're just like, no, I have to stick to my routine. I have to do life the way society says to do life, and that's not true. So many people fall into this pattern because it's just like, well, I have bills to pay, Donicia, so that's all nice and great to follow your dreams, to follow your passion, to do what God has called you to do, but I have bills. And you are 110% wrong. I think it's important to realize what this whole thing of faith looks like. In the Bible, it says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We are just so visual, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been there too. I'm a very visual person. If I don't see it, it's not happening. And that's the exact opposite of faith. Too often we don't have faith and we don't trust that God is taking care of everything, not just some things. He's taking care of everything. So if you are stuck in a pattern and you're just unhappy and you don't like it and you're just going with the motions and you know that there are some things that God is calling you to do, why are you sitting on it? Now, I'm not making this video to tell you to go quit your job and tell your boss like, look, Donicia Cork said to quit my job because I need to follow my dreams. I'm not telling you to do that, okay? I'm not trying to be held responsible for people losing their jobs. But what I am trying to say is that you don't necessarily have to stick with this routine and stick with the motions. I don't want you to think that whatever's in your heart is too far-fetched or it's unattainable or it's something that you just can't achieve because of your circumstances right now. Absolutely not. We're so concerned in what individuals tell us about our dreams. You might share something with someone and they're like, you're too young for that. You can't do that. Or they might tell you like, maybe when you get this and when you get that, then you can achieve it. And we believe it because sometimes it's from individuals that we care about, that we love. We think that it's true, not realizing that such thinking puts a limit on what God is trying to do. One of my favorite stories in the Bible that I always relate to is Jeremiah. God told Jeremiah that he was going to be this great prophet, and Jeremiah was like, no, I'm not. Jeremiah felt like he was too young to be a prophet. He was like, no one's gonna listen to me. Like, what are you talking about? God tells Jeremiah, like, I'm going to provide everything that you need. You are not going to lack anything. It's going to be me working through you that's going to make it possible. And I relate to this so much. There are so many things that I feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the voice for this. I don't have this. And we convince ourselves out of the very thing that God is trying to call us to do. And we need to stop doing that. You're not too young. You're not too old. You're not too broke to do the things that God has called you to do, to follow the desires that He has placed in your heart. And we're really hard on ourselves, but I really want you to just release that, negativity, and to really just know that Through God, you can seriously do all things. Being comfortable leads to monotony. We're so scared to take that step of faith because we're so visual, not realizing that God has our hand the whole time. You know, God has equipped you with everything that you need. You might not realize it, you might not think it, but He has. And I know it's scary, trust me, I know it is seriously so scary to trust God with your everything, but I promise you it is worth it. I promise it is so worth it. Stepping out of my comfort zone has been something that's really hard, but I've truly just been trusting God with it, and that is evident in me posting this video online, okay? I really challenge you this week to change up your schedule. I want you to kind of get out of the motions. I want you to shake things up a bit, and I want you to really delve into what God has called you to do. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. And you might not know 100% what that is or what that looks like, but you know that God is calling you to some amazing things and you're just not quite sure, and that's okay. I don't want you to ever think that you have to have it all together. Absolutely not. But if you're unsure, just spend time with God. Like, you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to be perfect. Like, He is not asking you to be perfect to follow what it is that He has called you to do. If you look in the Bible, God has called the least qualified of individuals to do some pretty spectacular things. All He desires is your heart. All He desires is for you to just trust Him with literally everything. I'm the type of person where I like to give bits and pieces to God. Okay, God, you can take my education, but I'm gonna hold on to, you know, controlling my finances, my relationships, all of that, because, you know, I can do that a little better. But you can have that. And it doesn't work like that. We might think that we can control everything, but just to let you know, just to warn you, it won't work out. You might think it will, but it absolutely won't. It will crash and burn in your face. I really hope that you were encouraged by this video to really take that step to, you know, pursue what it is that you know you have been called to do. Every single one of you have a purpose and have a beautiful plan for your life, and I just want you to always know that. I hope your day has been off to a great start. I want to share this super early in the morning. I know when you wake up, the first thing you're checking is your social media, so I hope this pops up and then you stop and take a look and that you are encouraged by it. So I hope your Monday's off to a great start. If it's not, I pray that it gets better, and even if it doesn't, I pray that you just change your perspective to know that everything is going to be all right, and just because things don't seem like it doesn't mean that it's not. Y'all already know the deal. You can comment below or you can email me at behismasterpiece@gmail.com. Go out, be kind, be caring, be nice, be loving, follow your dreams, and as always, be His masterpiece. Bye everyone.